Welcome to Inspiration from the East. Here we explore the wisdom and power of Eastern martial arts to inspire your journey. Through every video we dive deep, not just into the techniques and movements, but into the timeless philosophies that have shaped generations of warriors and thinkers. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe, share, and like. Join us as we uncover the lessons hidden within ancient traditions and discover how they can transform your life today. We see the power and incredible speed of martial arts. When most people think of Eastern martial arts, their minds conjure images of high-flying kicks and lightning-fast strikes. This is the surface, the language of physical dominance honed through years of practice. But what if this display is merely the opening chapter of a more profound story? This echo speaks not of conquering others, but of understanding oneself. It hints at a form of power measured in the quiet stillness of a disciplined mind. The journey into martial arts often starts with a focus on the external, but the real training is happening on the inside. The world often presents a simplified version of martial arts, a tool for conflict. The techniques were born from necessity, developed to protect oneself. Yet to see only the combat is to miss the higher purpose. The ultimate value is in the cultivation of peace. You learn how to fight so that you will never have to. What if the true purpose has nothing to do with fighting an opponent at all? What if the real opponent is not external, but internal? The true battle is the battle within, against your own ego, fear, impatience, and anger. The dojo is its primary battleground. The physical techniques are just the tools you use to wage it. Let us step off the fighting mat and into a different kind of arena. This battleground is the landscape of your own mind. Here, the enemies are not people, but destructive habits and negative emotions. The philosophy of Eastern martial arts proposes that every aspect of the physical training is designed to prepare you for this internal struggle. This journey inward begins with the simple act of showing up, even when you are tired or distracted. Pushing yourself to step onto the training floor on those days is the first victory. Inside the dojo, you learn to fall and get back up, again and again. This teaches resilience. The physical exhaustion you feel after a demanding training session strips away the non-essential, leaving only the present moment and a sense of clarity. These philosophies aren't new. From Shaolin monks to Japanese samurai, physical training and spiritual development have always been connected. Warriors understood that a formidable person has both deadly skills and an unconquerable spirit. This path views body, mind, and spirit as a unified whole. Every form, or kata, is a moving meditation, a story told through the body. The goal is Mushin, a state of pure awareness. The ancient path invites you to become a better human being. The answers are found in the sweat, struggle, and silent journey within. To the outside world it may look like just a room. But for the true practitioner, the dojo is something much more. It is a sacred space, set apart from the chaos of the outside world. The concerns of your daily life are left at the door. Inside, there is only the path of self-improvement. This space is a laboratory for life, designed with a deeper purpose than just physical gains. The worn floors hold history, and the calligraphy displays core principles. It's crafted to foster not just physical skill but character. It is a chance to observe your reactions under controlled pressure. The dojo provides a safe container to face internal challenges. The discipline to master the body mirrors the discipline needed to master the mind and life. The dojo is not an escape from life, it is a place to practice for it. The training session begins not with action, but with a bow. Each bow, upon entering the dojo, to the instructor, to your partner, sets the tone, respect, gratitude, and humility. This ritual isn't about submission. It's about acknowledging that learning requires an open mind and a willing heart. The bow is a silent thank you, a recognition that progress is only possible with the help of others. In the dojo, your partner is not your rival, but your collaborator. This simple gesture builds a community of mutual support, not competition. The lesson of humility learned here extends far beyond the dojo walls, shaping how you approach every challenge and relationship. As your skills grow, so must your humility. True strength is always grounded in respect. Every journey starts with the white belt, a symbol of potential and humility. As a beginner you stumble, fail, and feel awkward, but this struggle is essential. Wearing the white belt means embracing the discomfort of not knowing and letting go of ego. The true martial artist keeps this beginner's mind forever, always open to learning. Even the highest ranked student sweeps the floor, remembering that growth never ends. This mindset builds resilience, curiosity, and the courage to start anew in any area of life. The first step, taken with humility, is the foundation of all progress. In the dojo, your partner is your mirror. Training together reveals your strengths and exposes your weaknesses. Success depends on empathy, feeling your partner's balance, timing, and intent. Each partner is different, forcing you to adapt and think creatively. This practice teaches you to listen with your whole body and to value honest feedback. Helping your partner improve deepens your own understanding, forging a bond of shared growth. The lesson: we rise by lifting each other, both in the dojo and in life. True mastery is found in connection, not competition. Martial arts is repetition, thousands of punches, blocks, and stances. What seems tedious is actually a path to patience, grit, and mindfulness. Repetition reveals subtle details and transforms the grind into discovery. Progress is slow, but perseverance through plateaus builds resilience. Each repetition polishes not just technique, but character. The discipline to keep going, even without immediate results, is the real lesson. The grind forges patience, focus, and inner strength. The true art is the transformation within, not just the technique. Respect is the heart of martial arts. It's shown in every bow, every clean uniform, every careful movement. Respect extends to people, the space, the art, and even the tools you use. This attitude quiets the ego and builds trust with your partners. Mutual respect turns training into a safe, cooperative exchange. Practicing shapes your character beyond the dojo, making you a better friend, colleague, and citizen. True strength is measured by the dignity you show others. Without respect, skill is empty. With it, all virtues flourish. The martial path is one of humility, not pride. You're never finished, there's always more to learn and refine. Humility means accepting correction, learning from mistakes, and serving others regardless of rank. The strongest practitioners are those who help, not those who boast. Humility makes you resilient, open to growth, and unafraid of setbacks. Life will humble everyone, the dojo prepares you to face it with grace. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to learn, not a threat to your ego. True strength is quiet, enduring, and always rooted in humility. At the heart of the martial arts philosophy is the concept of integrity, or Makoto. It means sincerity, honesty, and the congruence between your thoughts, your words, and your actions. It is easy to speak of values like respect and humility. It is much harder to live them, especially when no one is watching. Integrity is the inner voice that guides you to do the right thing, not because you fear punishment or seek reward, but because it is the right thing to do. It is the moral compass that ensures the formidable power you develop is used wisely and justly. This value is forged in the small, everyday choices within the dojo. Integrity is admitting when you were struck in sparring, even if the judge did not see it. It is practicing your forms with full effort and concentration, even when the instructor is not looking your way. It is being honest with yourself about your own weaknesses and limitations so you can work to improve them. These may seem like small things, but they are the building blocks of character. Each honest act strengthens your moral fiber, making it easier to act with integrity when faced with much larger decisions in life. The development of deadly skill carries with it a heavy ethical burden. A true martial artist understands that their techniques are for defense, not for aggression. Integrity is the quality that prevents the art from being misused. It is the discipline to walk away from a foolish confrontation, even if your ego is bruised. It is the commitment to use your strength only to protect yourself or those who cannot protect themselves. Someone with integrity understands that winning a street fight is a hollow victory that proves nothing. The real victory is upholding your principles and maintaining your honor. This commitment to Makoto creates a person who is trustworthy and reliable. Their word is their bond. People know they can count on them to be fair, honest, and to stand by their principles. In a world where it can be tempting to cut corners or bend the truth for personal gain, the person of integrity stands firm. They have built an internal code of conduct through years of disciplined training, a code that is more important than any single victory or material gain. Integrity is the soul of the martial artist, the unwavering light that guides their path both inside and outside the dojo. The ultimate goal of martial arts training is not to control your opponent, but to achieve absolute control over yourself. This is the principle of koki, or self-control. It is the mastery of your own impulses, emotions, and reactions. The intense physical discipline of the dojo is, honestly, the primary tool for forging this inner strength. Holding a deep, painful stance long after your muscles are screaming to give up is a lesson in controlling your response to physical discomfort. It teaches you to separate the sensation of pain from the emotional reaction of panic or surrender. This training is then applied to the emotional realm. In sparring, you will inevitably get hit. The natural, untrained reaction is to feel a flash of anger or fear and retaliate wildly. The practice of Koki is to feel that flash of emotion arise, acknowledge it, and then consciously choose not to act on it. Instead, you remain calm, maintain your technique, and continue to think strategically. This is an incredibly difficult skill to learn. It requires thousands of repetitions, not of a physical block but of an internal, emotional block. You learn to be the master of your own house, not a slave to your passions. The repetition of forms or kata is another powerful exercise in self-control. To perform a kata with precision and power requires immense mental focus. Your mind cannot wander. You must control your thoughts, directing them solely to the task at hand. This builds the mental fortitude to remain calm and focused under pressure, whether it is the pressure of an advancing opponent or the pressure of a difficult deadline at work. You learn to quiet the internal noise and distraction, achieving a state of clear, present-moment awareness that allows for optimal performance in any situation. This mastery over the self is the true source of freedom. A person who is controlled by their anger, fear, or impatience is not free. They are constantly reacting to external events, pulled this way and that by circumstances beyond their influence. The person who has cultivated Koki, however, possesses an inner citadel of calm. They can face life's storms without being thrown off balance. They respond to challenges with wisdom and deliberation, rather than reacting with blind emotion. The ultimate power learned in the dojo is not the power to break boards, but the power to control the one person you will be with for your entire life: yourself. Courage, or you, is a central pillar of martial arts philosophy, but honestly, it's often misunderstood. True courage isn't the absence of fear. A person who feels no fear is just being reckless or, well, maybe even foolish. Real courage is the ability to feel fear, to acknowledge it fully, and to act appropriately despite it. The dojo is a perfect environment for cultivating this kind of courage because it constantly presents you with safe, controlled situations that provoke fear. There's the fear of being hit, the fear of falling, the fear of failing in front of your peers, and of course the fear of not being good enough. Every time you step onto the mat to spar with a partner, you're facing this fear. Your heart might beat faster, your palms may get sweaty. The practice is to breathe through this feeling, to calm your mind and to step forward anyway. Each time you do this, you're strengthening your courage muscle. You're teaching your nervous system that you can function effectively even when you're afraid. You learn that fear is just a signal, a form of energy. It doesn't have to paralyze you. It can, in fact, make you sharper and more aware if you learn to channel it correctly. This training extends beyond the fear of physical confrontation. It's also about the courage to be vulnerable. It takes courage to try a new difficult technique and risk looking clumsy. It takes courage to ask a question that you think might sound, well, kind of stupid. It takes courage to accept criticism from your instructor without becoming defensive. These quiet acts of bravery are essential for growth. They teach you to overcome the fear of judgment and the fear of failure, which are often the biggest obstacles standing in the way of our potential in all areas of life. The courage forged in the dojo becomes a powerful asset in your daily existence. You develop the fortitude to speak up for what is right, even when it's unpopular. You find the strength to take on a new challenge at work, even if you fear you might not succeed at first. You gain the confidence to have difficult but necessary conversations in your relationships. The martial artist learns that courage is not a grand heroic act that happens once in a lifetime. It is a quiet, daily practice of facing your discomfort and choosing to act in accordance with your values, with a calm and centered heart. It may seem like a paradox that a discipline involving fighting techniques places such a high value on compassion, or jin, but this is actually one of the most profound lessons of the art. The development of immense physical power and skill is not meant for self-glorification. It's meant to cultivate a spirit of benevolence and a genuine desire to protect and help others. A truly strong person has no need to prove their strength by dominating the weak. Instead, their confidence allows them to be gentle, kind, and understanding. Their strength becomes a source of security for those around them. This value is practiced actively in the dojo. It's the senior student who takes the time to patiently guide a beginner through a difficult movement. It's the partner who provides just the right amount of resistance in a drill to challenge you without discouraging you. It's the instructor who pushes you to your limits, not out of cruelty, but because they care deeply about your development and want you to realize your full potential. Compassion is expressed through acts of service to your fellow practitioners, fostering a community where everyone helps each other to rise. The training itself can cultivate a deeper empathy. When you've experienced the sting of a well-placed strike, you're less likely to inflict pain carelessly on others. When you've struggled to learn a technique, you develop more patience for the struggles of others. The shared experience of sweat, effort, and perseverance on the dojo floor builds a powerful bond. You begin to see the humanity in your training partners, recognizing their fears and aspirations as similar to your own. This breaks down the barriers between self and other, laying the groundwork for genuine compassion to grow. Ultimately, the martial artist learns that the greatest application of their skill is in the service of Jin. It's the ability to de-escalate a conflict, to use words to calm an angry person, and to find a peaceful resolution. It's using your confidence to stand up for someone being bullied. It's the understanding that true strength is measured not by the opponents you have defeated, but by the people you have helped and protected. The path of the martial artist leads away from violence and toward a deep, abiding compassion for all living things. Strength becomes a tool for making the world a safer and kinder place. A core philosophical concept in many martial arts is that of harmony, perhaps most famously expressed in the Japanese principle of Aiki. This idea teaches us not to meet force with opposing force. Clashing head-on with an aggressive energy is inefficient, exhausting, and honestly, often leads to mutual destruction. Instead, the master of harmony learns to blend with the attacker's motion, to join their energy, and to gently redirect it to a place where it is no longer a threat. It's the difference between being a rock that is shattered by a wave and being the water that accepts the rock and flows around it. This principle is a physical metaphor for a powerful life strategy. In life, we are constantly faced with conflict, disagreement, and negative energy. Our instinct is often to resist, to argue, to push back with equal or greater force. This usually only escalates the situation, creating more anger and resentment. The practice of Aiki in the dojo trains a different response. You learn to yield, not in defeat, but strategically. You learn to listen to the other person's energy, to understand their momentum, and to find the path of least resistance to resolve the conflict. Training in harmony requires incredible sensitivity and timing. You must empty your mind of your own aggressive intentions and become a perfect mirror to your partner's attack. You feel their direction and their commitment, and you move with them, not against them. This practice cultivates a state of calm awareness even in the midst of a chaotic exchange. You're not trying to dominate your partner, you're trying to create a single, unified motion. It's a profound lesson in letting go of the ego's need to win, and instead focusing on achieving a peaceful and effortless resolution. Carrying this principle into daily life can be truly transformative. When faced with an argument, you learn to listen and understand the other person's perspective before reacting. Instead of meeting anger with anger, you can respond with calm, redirecting the conversation to a more productive place. You learn to navigate difficult social situations with grace and minimal friction. Harmony teaches you that true power lies not in being immovable and rigid, but in being adaptable, fluid, and responsive. It's the art of turning a potential battle into a dance, finding a solution where both parties can emerge whole. Quick question for you. Out of all the martial arts values we've explored so far, discipline, respect, or perseverance, which one do you find most inspiring? Take a moment to let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your thoughts, and your answer might inspire someone else on their journey too. Stick around, because there are even more insights coming up that you won't want to miss. There is honestly no shortcut on the martial path. Progress is slow and well, it's earned through consistent effort over a very long time. This is where the crucial value of perseverance comes in. In Japanese, the character nin, as in ninja, carries a deep meaning of endurance, patience, and fortitude. It's that unwavering spirit that keeps you going when things get difficult. It's the voice that tells you to get up after you've been knocked down, both literally and figuratively. It's the commitment to continue training on the days you're tired, sore, and just, unmotivated. Perseverance is forged in the furnace of repetition and plateaus. There will be long periods in your training where you feel stuck. You practice day after day, but you don't seem to be getting any better. Your kicks aren't getting higher, your forms aren't getting sharper. This is the point where, honestly, most people quit. The true martial artist, however, understands that this is part of the process. They trust the path and continue to put in the work, knowing that breakthroughs often come only after long periods of silent, unseen effort. This builds a powerful mental toughness known as grit. This spirit of Nin is more than just stubbornness. It's an intelligent patience. It's the ability to endure hardship without becoming bitter or resentful. The character for Nin is composed of two parts, a blade over a heart. This symbolizes the idea that even when your heart is under attack, even when you feel the sharpness of adversity, your spirit remains calm and controlled. You endure the pain, the frustration, and the boredom of the grind because you have your eyes fixed on a long-term goal of self-development. You're playing the long game. This unbreakable spirit becomes your greatest ally in life. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments that test our will. The person who has cultivated perseverance in the dojo does not crumble in the face of adversity. They've trained their mind and spirit to endure. They know how to face a long, difficult project with patience. They know how to recover from a personal or professional failure and start again. They understand that true success is not about never falling down. It's about having the indomitable spirit to get back up every single time, no matter what. As a beginner in martial arts, you're focused on learning more. You want to accumulate more techniques, more forms, more complicated movements. The path at first seems to be about addition. However, as you advance, a surprising shift occurs. The path turns from addition to subtraction. The goal is no longer to be more complicated, but to be more simple. This is the principle of Kan, or simplicity. A true master does not need 100 different techniques to solve a problem. They need only one or two, executed perfectly, and at the right moment. They've stripped away everything that is non-essential. This journey towards simplicity is a process of deep refinement. After practicing a technique 10,000 times, you begin to see its core essence. You eliminate all the wasted motion, all the unnecessary tension, all the hesitant thoughts. What remains is a movement that is pure, direct, and honestly devastatingly effective. It looks effortless, but this effortlessness is the result of years of dedicated practice. The master has removed everything that gets in the way, leaving only the truth of the technique. This is the ultimate expression of efficiency and elegance in motion. This pursuit of simplicity extends to the mind. The beginner's mind is cluttered with thoughts. Should I do this? What if he does that? Am I fast enough? The master's mind is quiet. It's in a state of Mushin, or no mind. It's empty of fear, ego, and complex strategies. This mental emptiness allows for pure, instantaneous reaction. The body simply knows what to do without the interference of a cluttered, conscious mind. The ultimate sophistication in martial arts is not complexity, but a profound and powerful simplicity that arises from a calm and uncluttered spirit. In a modern world that is increasingly complex, noisy, and honestly overwhelming, this lesson is more valuable than ever. The principle of Kan teaches us to seek the essential in our lives. It encourages us to declutter our homes, our schedules, and our minds. It asks us to focus on what truly matters, our relationships, our health, our core values, and to let go of the rest. The martial artist learns that true power and true peace are not found in having more, but in needing less. The path that begins with learning 1,000 things ends with the beautiful, simple, and profound understanding of one thing, your true self. To truly understand martial arts, we must seek the wisdom of lived experience. We must listen to the quiet voice of a master. When we asked a seasoned Sifu the most important lesson from 60 years of practice, he spoke of listening. A young practitioner hears the shout, the crack of a board, the thud of a body. But the master learns to listen to the subtle shift of weight, the rhythm of breath, and the quiet voice of intuition. This is where the real art resides. It's in developing the sensitivity to perceive what is already there. The path of the master is one of developing the inner quiet required to truly listen. The goal is to become internally quieter. The ability to listen to this quiet inner voice is a superpower. It's the key to navigating the chaos of modern life with grace and inner peace. We asked the master about the nature of power. Young students are obsessed with movement, wanting to be faster and kick higher. The master said the kick and the punch are simple and about doing, but only the first phase of understanding. The real training is about being still. To be still when you want to move is the difficult part. The master's art is to resist impulse, to remain perfectly still, waiting for the perfect moment. This stillness is electric with potential. You are in complete control, conserving energy. This is a far greater power than a simple punch. The power to be still is the mark of a master. The master offered a different perspective on conflict. Your opponent, he said, is your greatest teacher. You must thank them. Without an opponent, you can never truly test yourself. Your opponent gives you the gift of honest, immediate feedback. To help your opponent up after you have thrown them, he stated, this is the art. The act of helping your opponent to their feet is an expression of respect and gratitude. This reframing of the opponent as a teacher changes everything. They are a living mirror, reflecting your flaws back at you so that you have the opportunity to see them and correct them. Instead of seeing people who challenge or disagree with us as enemies, we can learn to see them as potential teachers. The opponent provides the resistance necessary for our own growth. For that we owe them our gratitude. The master shared a final insight, gesturing to the training hall. The bags, dummies, and weapons are just the gate. A gate is not the destination but merely the entrance. It leads to the path beyond. Many fall in love with the gate, never daring to step through. The physical is the gate to real training. Techniques are the vehicle, opening the door to character development and inner peace. Physical prowess is essential but a means to a greater end. If the physical is just the gate, then age becomes an asset, leading to wisdom. Have the courage to step through the gate. The real journey is the one that happens inside. The final lesson was not spoken, but observed in his daily routine. He joined the beginner's class, practicing basic blocks with focus and humility. This is the circle of mastery, returning to simple fundamentals with new understanding. The white belt and the master practice the same punch, but the master's is an expression of a lifetime of training. The master returns to the basics, understanding the universe of the art is within them. This return is profound humility, a reminder there is no end to the path. The master cleaning or practicing with beginners reinforces the foundation, embodying the beginner's mind. This cyclical journey is a model for life, approaching challenges with new wisdom. True mastery is finding infinite depth within the basics. Return to where you started, seeing it for the first time. The training hall is a controlled world, but the true purpose of this environment is to prepare you for the real world. Every challenge inside is a parallel to a challenge outside. The lessons are practical skills, learned through physical experience. In the dojo you learn to fall and get back up, building mental and emotional resilience. The lessons of the dojo seep into your daily existence. Through consistent practice, they become a part of who you are. The dojo provides the blueprint for building a better, stronger version of yourself to navigate the world. The journey beyond combat is an internal one, a conversation with yourself. Two loud voices in this dialogue are the ego and fear. The ego tells you that you are better than others. Fear tells you that you are not good enough. The training floor is the perfect arena to confront these inner demons. As a white belt, you are humbled, forced to accept that you know nothing. The dojo teaches you to function calmly and effectively in the presence of fear. This internal work is the essence of martial arts as a tool for self-development. You are reconditioning your mind. This creates a sense of inner freedom. As your skills grow, a fascinating paradox emerges. The more capable you become of inflicting harm, the less willing you are to do so. The confidence that comes from knowing you can handle a physical confrontation, well, it frees you from the need to prove it. This is where the journey beyond combat leads to the highest and most sophisticated form of self-defense, the art of de-escalation. The ultimate victory is not to win a fight, but to prevent the fight from ever happening in the first place. And, this requires a completely different set of skills. Not physical, but mental, emotional, and verbal. A true martial artist becomes an expert in reading situations and people. They develop a heightened awareness, an ability to sense rising tension in a room before it explodes. They can see the subtle cues of aggression in someone's posture, tone of voice, and eye contact. This awareness gives them time. Instead of being surprised by a sudden outburst, they have precious moments to think and to act strategically to defuse the situation. Their first line of defense is not a block or a strike, but a calm word, a confident posture, and an empathetic ear. They use their presence to project calm, not menace. The training in the dojo provides the tools for this. The practice of remaining calm under the pressure of a sparring match is what allows you to remain calm when faced with a shouting, aggressive person. The self-control you learned by not retaliating after being hit is what allows you to absorb a verbal insult without lashing back. You understand that their anger is their problem, not yours. You do not add your own ego and anger to the fire. Instead, you can use techniques of tactical communication, listening to their grievance, validating their feelings without agreeing with them, and gently guiding the conversation toward a peaceful outcome. This is the hidden strength of the martial artist. It is the power to turn an enemy into a neutral party or even a friend. It is the wisdom to understand that a broken bone heals, but the consequences of a violent encounter, legal, emotional, and psychological, can last a lifetime. The young student thinks about how to end a fight. The master thinks about how to avoid it. The journey beyond combat is the journey toward this wisdom, where the most powerful technique is the one that is never used, and the greatest warrior is the one who brings peace without ever raising a hand. The journey of a martial artist is a marathon, a path you can walk for your entire life. Martial arts offers a hopeful perspective. Physical attributes diminish with age, but the true art deepens over time. It has only just begun. This forces a shift from the external to the internal: timing, precision, strategy, and efficiency. The loss of physical power necessitates a gain in wisdom. This evolution is spiritual and philosophical. They become a source of wisdom for the younger generations. Their value is measured by the depth of their character. It teaches that your worth is tied to your enduring character. The martial arts journey is a process of polishing the spirit, and the spirit does not age. We began by questioning the nature of martial arts, looking past power and combat. We sought the deeper purpose that has sustained these disciplines. Training is about mastering the self. The kicks and punches are tools to forge discipline, humility, and calm. The real battle is in our mind and heart. True victory is internal, not external. Martial arts teaches us to look inward for accomplishment and build self-esteem independent of others. Its deeper purpose is to teach us how not to fight, giving us the strength to walk away from conflict. The ultimate triumph is harmony with oneself. The journey of the martial artist is a lifelong path of refinement and self-discovery. The kata is a perfect metaphor for this journey. With each passing year, you bring a new depth of understanding to the same movements. Your body may slow, but your spirit and insight will deepen. You must cultivate other qualities: timing, sensitivity, strategy, and a profound mental calm. It becomes less about what your body can do and more about who you have become. You evolve from a fighter into a philosopher, a mentor, and a source of quiet strength. The person who is committed to a lifelong path of self-discovery is uniquely equipped to navigate the challenges of life. It is the journey itself that is the reward. We have explored the dojo as a laboratory for life. We have examined the core tenets that forge character. We have listened to the wisdom of a master. Now the journey is yours to take. The philosophy of Eastern martial arts is not something that can be fully understood by watching a video or reading an essay. It must be experienced. It must be felt in your muscles, in your breath, and in your spirit. The principles are universal, but the path is deeply personal. It is an invitation to embark on the most important journey you will ever take, the journey of self-discovery. You do not need to be young, strong, or athletic to begin. You only need a humble heart and a willingness to learn. The first step is often the most difficult. It is the step across the threshold of a dojo. It is the act of tying on a white belt and accepting the role of a beginner. This single act of humility is the key that unlocks the entire path. It is a declaration that you are ready to look inward, to confront your weaknesses, and to begin the slow, steady work of building a stronger, more centered version of yourself. The path may be long, but it begins with this simple, powerful first step. Look beyond the image of combat. Look for a school and an instructor who speak not only of fighting but of character, of discipline, and of respect. Find a community that will support you in your struggles and celebrate your victories, both big and small. The physical benefits will come. You will become stronger, healthier, and more coordinated. But do not lose sight of the true purpose. Use the physical challenge as a tool to explore your own mind. Use the discipline of the body to cultivate the discipline of the spirit. The real battle is within. The world does not need more skilled fighters. It needs more disciplined, compassionate, and centered human beings. It needs people who can remain calm in the face of conflict, who act with integrity, and who treat others with respect. The ancient path of the martial artist offers a time-tested method for becoming such a person. It is a practical journey toward peace, not through the avoidance of struggle but by courageously moving through it. The invitation is open, the path awaits. The journey beyond combat begins now, not with a punch but with a bow. Thank you for watching Inspiration from the East. If you enjoyed this journey, please subscribe to our channel, share this video with friends, and give it a like. We would love to hear your thoughts, experiences, or questions in the comments below. Your voice is part of our community. Your support helps us grow and bring more inspiration, wisdom, and practical guidance to seekers like you. Until next time, keep walking your path with courage, compassion, and curiosity.